Welcome to Movie Community College. We are the underdogs of YouTube. Couple things, pieces of housekeeping before we get going. Make sure you check out our radio station, darkskyradio.com, the greatest internet radio station in the world. Mahabharat will continue once I finish Ramyana. It's just way too much for me to do, both of them. And I got a video. Oh, we're going to be possibly adding somebody to the crew. The director. We have the professor, the warrior queen, maybe the director, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what you guys think of them. I have a video here from Sid in the Indus Lens channel. Indus Lens sounds so I don't know, official, doesn't it? And he's asked me to do a react to some of his videos. Great guy, really enjoy his friendship. You should go check out his channel. And it's about halal, the halal industry. Now, I'm going to say something, kids, that you probably don't hear much from me, is I don't know a whole lot about this. I don't know a halal about this. Boom, boom, yeah, thank you. Leave the jokes to me, India. I've seen some halal stores in Phoenix. I assumed it's Muslim / Arab / African, and I base that assumption on who I see walking in and out of the restaurants or the stores. They're more stores, I should say. They look like, little market stores. And I'm guessing halal is like kosher, but for Muslims and Arabs. That's my guess. I have no idea what it really means. Am I close? Am I not? But Sid says you have to watch this and get up to speed on this, Professor, because this is a huge issue. This is a huge issue within India. And I said, really? Okay. So let's take a look at it. So I have no idea. We're going to learn something together. Let's see,
What
kids.
comes to mind when you hear the word halal? I'm pretty sure the majority of you first go to meat, right? Just to let you know, halal is not limited to just meat. It's part of the global halal economics. It's just one part of the global halal economics, which can be referred to as halal economics. In this video, we will give a brief introduction into halal economics, how it's taken over the jobs of non-Muslim workers, businesses, and putting non-Islamic traders out of business, which is why it's not appropriate to be forced onto non-Muslims. Stay tuned.
What's up, Sid?
Halal is the Arabic word for permitted. Halal means that it's permitted under Islamic guidelines as found in the Quran and the Hadith, prophetic texts. The halal industry has now expanded beyond the food sectors to include pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, health products, toiletries, and medical devices, as well as service sector components such as logistics, marketing, printing, electronic media, packaging, branding, and other major sectors such as financing. Although each industry needs its own separate video, this video will focus on the generic term halal and halal economics. Halal is used primarily by Muslims, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them following their beliefs and their religion. However, you would be surprised if you walk into many ethnic restaurants, and they're non-Muslim ethnic restaurants, you'd find no other options but halal meat. And those are in countries such as India, UK, and the US. In the US, there's no options but halal meat in Indian restaurants, where their customers are 99% non-Muslim. That's strange, isn't it? Well, I'd find that strange.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the most widely known aspect of halal industry, which is meat. Meat is considered halal when the animal is slaughtered using Islamic guidelines, which are the following. The animal to be slaughtered must be from the category that are permitted for Muslims to eat. So, for example, pigs are forbidden in Islam. So, pork can never be halal. The animal must be alive at the time of slaughter. Slaughter must be done by a sane adult Muslim. Animals slaughtered by non-Muslims can never be halal, which puts all of non-Muslim butchers out of business if the meat has to be halal certified. Okay, and then the name of Allah must be mentioned or invoked by saying a kalma. Okay, now the method of slaughtering this animal, the throat has to be cut, the trachea has to be cut, and the two main jugulars have to be cut. The head of the animal must not be cut off during slaughter, but later it's cut off after the animal is completely dead, which leaves animals to bleed and die in misery. These are some of the terms to slaughter an animal as per Islamic ways. Now, say for example in India, where Hindus and Sikhs make up 80% of the population, and Hindus and Kshatriyas and Sikhs are not supposed to eat halal. Rather, they're supposed to eat jutka meat, which is a completely different way to slaughter an animal. However, in Indian hotels, restaurants, and including India's official airlines, Parliamentary House canteens serve only halal meat without providing another option. Recently, the courts have ordered the parliament to provide an alternative. So the point we're trying to make is 80% of the population should not be eating halal. Then why is the meat industry predominantly halal certified? The answer is there's barely any demand for jutka meat. In our recent trip to India, we were surprised to find only a handful of jutka meat shops in the densely populated city of Mumbai, which has a population of 18.5 million. On the other hand, halal meat shops were
That's
on
a
every
lot of
corner.
people,
When
Mumbai.
we talked to people, they said that these were more accessible, and they didn't know what halal economics was. When we talked about accessibility, these halal shops were not always there in such huge numbers. Hindus and Sikh community butchers were a major part of the meat industry, which has been completely taken over by the halal meat industry, putting all non-Muslim butchers out of business. The reason we gave this example is this is what's to come for the other industries that halal is taking over, such as cosmetics, fashion, pharmaceuticals, finance, and many more industries. So to begin with, the industry of halal economics started in UK, where several Islamic groups came up with halal certification for the Muslim minorities of the United Kingdom. Then it was made a tool by the community as directed by the clerics to only buy products which were halal certified. And the community started boycotting other businesses. So hence the need for those businesses to become halal certified. This is a trap. It's not only discriminatory, but it's also strategic, as it puts non-Muslims out of business and creates a dominance, which leads to forcing halal products like it's been forced onto the Indian meat industry. Before we move ahead in this video, we will discuss other halal industries and details in subsequent videos. So please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to be notified of those future videos. Let me give you a quick example of halal as part of other economics. For example, halal poses, which is a vegetarian food. It is called halal as they have to read the kalma, that's Islamic prayer, while sowing the seed. And to get halal certified, companies have to abide by Islamic law, which is set by various halal certifying organizations. Their entire process from sowing the seed to handling the seed has to be done by Muslims, thus eliminating non-Muslim farmers, logistics, and other employment of non-Muslims. Similarly, all halal products have similar requirements to be certified as halal. Now, today, the halal business is estimated to be in 3.5 trillion around the world, and it's set to grow to over 6 trillion in coming years. So when the industry is discriminating, taking away jobs, it is also creating a religious dominance while people are not aware of it. Another reason why it's dangerous and how it affects you. Without complicating the subject, we'll sum it up by giving one example. In our future videos, we'll talk in more detail of another aspect. To understand this, we need to understand the concept of zakat. Zakat is an obligatory payment made annually under Islamic law on certain kinds of property and used for various religious purposes. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is considered important. Zakat is calculated to be a minimum of 2.5% of an individual's total saving over a certain amount. As per the Quran, chapter 9, verse 60, there are 8 categories where these funds can be used. Some of them are pious, and some for other reasons, such as to persuade people to convert to Islam, and those fighting for a religious cause or a cause of God, or for jihad, the way of Allah, by means of pen, word, or sword. As we mentioned earlier, halal is an Islamic economy. According to Islamic law, that is 2.5% of the globally contributed zakat can be used for conversion and jihad. This is apart from what halal businesses pay other Islamic taxes, which are optional in Islam, like sadat, which is a discretionary and optional or voluntary charity. These funds can be utilized for a few other objectives like political lobbying, media lobbying, and promoting Islam. So to sum up the introduction, by buying halal, I'm putting non-Muslim employees out of work, non-Muslim businesses out of work, and also I'm funding Islamic conversion and jihad. Have some time to think if you want to know what to do. Simply understand this concept, strategic spread of halal industry, and more than anything, demand alternate products when the businesses only provide halal products. We're signing off for now. Stay tuned, like, share, and do not forget to subscribe to the Indus Lens, and definitely hit the bell icon.
Well, wow. That was an education for myself, I must say. I did not realize that. Where to start? One of the comments we get a lot in here is, Professor, I don't understand how your channel's not bigger, right? You should be up there with Jabby and our stupid reactions, but you're not. I don't understand. It's because we do videos like this. Because we're going to make some people mad on this, and that's fine. That's okay. I had no idea the breadth of this, and I think the gotcha moment has it is, why is this so widespread in India of the population? I have no problem with people doing whatever they want to do, right? It's none of my business. I am very much a far right person, and far right. Don't let that fall into a religious or political ideology, far right being the idea that people have the right to do whatever they want, the government should stay out of it. And I'm almost on the anarchy side, like the Wild West. Hey, I'll defend myself. I'll defend my family. I'll defend my whatever, my property. And that there should be very, very small amount of government involved in my life. Now, how does that fit into India? Well, India is in the process of moving from a socialistic country into a free market, capitalistic environment. And I think that's the only true way to really lay waste to poverty, is through a free market. Socialism, I think, doesn't really do that as well as a free market does. And what you have now is you have this idea of halal, which I thought was like kosher, now being imposed on everybody, which means things are going to be more expensive because you have to have the right equipment to do things. I have a friend who was raised kosher. He is nationally a Christianity, not because we forced him, just because it made sense to him. And one of the things when he was in his Jewish mindset that he was always upset about was kosher. He could not afford kosher. So his parents would give him a hard time because his kitchen wasn't kosher. And he's like, Mom, it's 5 times the price of everything just to have it say kosher. I can't afford it. Like, I gotta eat, I can spend $40 on the grocery store or $200 for the same amount of food. I can't afford it. And it was kind of he would say it was kind of a racket. I'm not saying that at all. Now just imagine if me in America, all I could do is buy kosher. Now you're talking about quadrupling my bill every time. The Warrior Queen and I, we go grocery shopping probably every Thursday or Friday. We go grocery shopping together. And our bill is much smaller because the great food eater, a.k.a. Joshua Bowling, my son, doesn't live at home anymore. He was a great food eater because he was young and would just devour everything. So I would say our bill is probably about $80 a week for a week of food. And that counts, I would say, maybe the Warrior Queen is buying me a couple new t-shirts, or she's getting a couple shirts herself, or we're getting a small appliance, like I just bought a toaster, which I'm very excited about, to be having toast all the time. I haven't had a toaster in a long time. So we're kind of doing, or we're stocking up on something, toilet paper if we can find it, or whatever. And it's not a lot of groceries. It's not a lot of groceries. It's enough for the Warrior Queen and I, but you're talking about now let's times that by 4. $320 for that a week? Times 4? I mean, that's more than mortgage payments. That's just ridiculous. So from that aspect of it, that's kind of shocking. And I think the thing that rubs me the wrong way in this video is it's not just like, okay, listen, 10% of India's population is Muslim, so therefore we're going to have these halal shops for our Muslim brothers and sisters who want to make sure that their food is following their faith. I think the problem is now it takes on kind of a subversive political agenda that we're going to force Hindus then to go into this halal market and help fund a different ideology that they don't believe in. And I think you find, to me, it's very interesting that you find India, Israel, and America are kind of always in this triangle of hate. We're all democracies. We're founded on specific religious ideologies that have a very strong root, very fast rules of right and wrong. And the three countries are very anti-globalist in the sense of their ideology. And yet we fall into the same choke box, kill box by the far left of let's eradicate this ideology. We want to get rid of this ideology. And that just, that's not cool, right? There's your political analysis of it. Not cool. When you then take this whole process of the halal and you can only do the meat, you can only do the butcher, you can only do it, then it's closing out a lot of people. If you want a job in these industries, the implication is then you convert. So you can work. If you're a farmer, then you convert. So then your crops are able to go into the halal market, and to me it almost seems like a very subversive forced conversion, right? When India is very, very familiar with that now. A lot of my Indian brothers and sisters, when they hear that the Warrior Queen and I are Christian, they think false conversion. They think Catholic. We are not at all that. Right. With the COVID-19 epidemic going on, we have been helping people in India who need help. Whether they need medicine, whether they need food, we've been helping as best we can. Now I'm not working right now. I've taken a couple months off. I'm not getting paid, just letting this craziness go by, and I'm trying to help. And people know that I'm a believer. People know that I'm a Christian. The people I'm helping, if you could have a conversation with them, they would tell you I've never brought up conversion. I've never brought up conversion at all. My help as a believer is not reliant on you converting to Christianity, and that is such an ineffective way of growing the faith, because how true is that conversion? If you came to me and said, if you want your channel to continue in India, you have to convert to Hinduism. And I said, okay, I'll do that. How true is my conversion? Probably not very true. Probably still Christian in my ideology and thoughts and prayers, but I'm just going to say it so I can be on here and do what I want to do. It's not very genuine, right? And I think it's important to understand, and I'll make a parallel to halal in this, to the halal, this idea of conversion. Conversion, if it's not genuine, is not conversion. I mean, does that make sense to you? It just absolutely is not true. Nobody can force you to convert to anything. Conversion is a matter of the heart with God. God is the one who does the conversion. So, I know I got off on a wild tangent there. I had no idea about this. Sid, you guys know Sid? Go look at his channel. I asked Sid how many times I've tried to make him convert to Christianity. Not. I'm more like the Catholic dude that hung out with Gandhi, right? I'm more like that dude. I mean, I have my own ideology of things, and sometimes people ask me about Christ and being a devotee of Christ and what does that mean to me, and I give an answer to it. But this kind of reeks of a type of conversion, a forced conversion to me. The potential, let's rephrase it this way. The potential's there. Okay, the potential is there. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that? How do you counteract against it? How do you push back against the system? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe beyond my pay grade? I don't know, man. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. And I would like to say peace and much love. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Not after this video. I think we probably just lost 200 people unsubscribing. Unsubscribe. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, अगर आप ये सोच रहे होंगे कि प्रोफेसर के शो में मैं क्या कर रहा हूं और मैं कौन हूं, तो मैं आपको बता दूं, मैं वही हूं जिसके बारे में प्रोफेसर ने आपसे कई बार बात की है और मेरे बारे में बताया है। जी हाँ, मैं उनका बहुत अच्छा मित्र, बहुत अच्छा दोस्त हूं और मुझे लोग सिड के नाम से जानते हैं। और मैं एक इंडियन अमेरिकन हूं। हम यहाँ पर प्रो इंडिया, प्रो भारत, प्रो हिंदू कॉजेस के लिए काम करते हैं, चाहे हिंदुस्तान में हो या अमेरिका में। और हमारा खुद का एक चैनल है इंडस लेंस, तो आप उसके लिए प्लीज़ 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 हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल इंडस लेंस को सब्सक्राइब करें। और जैसे प्रोफेसर ने आपको बताया, मैंने और उनके साथ पहले कोई रेडियो शोज किए हैं। अब हम फिर से जो इंडस लेंस के इंटरव्यूज़ और रिव्यूज़ हम करते हैं, जो प्रो इंडिया, प्रो हिंदू इश्यूज़ पर, हम वो darkskyradio.com पर फीचर करने जा रहे हैं। तो आप ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे इंडसलैंड यूट्यूब चैनल को, और ज़रूर हमारे रेडियो शोज़ को darkskyradio.com पर ज़रूर 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 सुनिए। नमस्ते, जय हिंद।